Self-remembering, what's called self-remembering in the fourth way, changes. It's not one thing. It expands, it becomes deeper, it becomes richer, it becomes more inclusive of many things, of perceptions, of understanding. You can realize that you exist in the physical world. You exist in a physical space, yes, wherever you are right now. And that can expand, that can include your city. You can kind of realize you're in your city too. Your city's buzzing now with activity the same way your mind is, but you know you're there. You know you're in the city, in this place right now, here. You're aware. Humans have this capacity in us. So you can be aware of this physical space. You're in it. It's there and you're in it. Now, the same thing can happen psychologically. You can realize your psychological world is here. Here it is. And you can realize you're actually in it. And this begins as a feeling of being the observer. I feel myself as this observer, and I'm witnessing this thought or this emotion or this sensation. Now the space starts to open up gradually as you become less identified with what you're observing inside. Now the space inside opens up and it becomes pretty much like this, the physical world. You know you're in your psychological world. It's revolving all around you, inside, around this observer, let's say. Not the feeling of I so much, although this feeling of being the observer is still associated with a sense of I. You realize you're in your psychological world. Most people don't realize they're in their psychological world. They think they are their psychological world. That comprises their sense of self. And rarely do they realize, fully consciously realize they're in the physical world, that they're in a place, in a house, in a town, on a street, next to a river, on a mountain, on a planet. What's called a planet? It's just called a planet. It's just a word. We're on this thing, this sphere that's rapidly moving through space. When you start to be more aware, as awareness deepens, you can go beyond the feeling of awareness to realizing you exist inside awareness, within awareness. That awareness itself is a realm. Just as there's a physical world, so there is a psychological world, which is more molecular than physical. And so there is a higher world where awareness can exist within itself, but awareness can reside in the realm of awareness. Awareness it needs to learn how to recognize itself as itself. It begins by seeing other things, noticing other things, and then noticing that it is noticing them. And this happens in the physical world, and then it happens in the psychological world. You notice that you're noticing a thought. First, you notice the thought. Then you can realize you're noticing it. Something in you, this awareness is noticing the thought. What sees thoughts in you? Awareness. What sees these emotions? What sees you struggling with your life? What sees you suffering? What sees you in emotional turmoil or physical pain? Awareness sees that. But then see, it has to distill itself out, back out, and realize itself. Know itself. And rise.